Ain't seen a night. Things work out right. Go by. Things on my mind, and I just don't have the time. And it doesn't seem right. Ain't seen a day that I don't hear people say they know they're gonna die. They may seem a bit crazy, but I don't think they should be so lazy. If you think you've heard this before, well, stick around. I'm going to tell you more. One just like the other. Sin's a good man's brother. But is that right? You tell me that I don't, then I say I won't, but then I might. You said this is the way it's supposed to be, but it just don't seem right to me, and that's out of sight. Some folks need an education. Don't give up, or we'll lose the nation. You say we need a revolution. It seems to be the only solution. All right, some pretty heavy lyrics there. What do we hear about lyrics in Grand Funk Railroad? Somebody said.
So I was looking, just checking some information on Grand Funk Railroad, and someone had asked a question: why weren't they mentioned in the same breath as bands like Zeppelin or the Beatles or, guys like that, um, Skinnerd? And someone was basically saying that they had like a very sort of um, workman-like sound. I guess I think someone even compared them to Nickelback, and I would like to have that person's address so I could track them down. But they
Like
just said they were
30
essentially the
years difference in their, when they played. What the?
But they basically said they were like the Nickelback of their day, and that they were competent or whatever, but there was nothing like profound or anything about their music. And I'm like, wait a second, almost every Grand Funk Railroad song I've heard, almost all of them thanks to this man right here, but has had really striking lyrics. Like the ones you were reading, there's some great imagery there. The I Can Feel Them in the Morning had great lyrics. And as far as musical talent, they're on par with anybody. So
I mean, there
I'm
are
not.
some simplistic songs. She's some kind of wonderful. Yes, she is some kind of. But that was like two different stages of the band. And when Mark Farner left, I think the band was over. So
Yeah, I
that
think.
wasn't a very long time. Kind of like CCR.
Yeah,
They're not mentioned either, but they should be. They're
yeah. They peaked early, but they just didn't have the longevity that some of these other bands did. So,
yeah. I mean,
although,
2 or 3 years was it. So
yeah,
um yeah yeah. Grand
but
Funk Railroad has the second most largest crowd in rock and roll history, I think, at Shea Stadium. They sold it out, kind of like Skinner and the Oakland Coliseum. Zeppelin never did that. Love you, Zeppelin, but you didn't.
yeah.
So,
And there's a
yeah,
tale about is it
it's
Zeppelin where
true. It's
yeah,
true. Mark,
yeah,
Mark Farner says, and there's other people that corroborated.
yeah, where Grand
Collaborated
Funk
with
was
him.
opening up for Zeppelin, and they were absolutely killing it, and Zeppelin's manager was basically like, "You need to get off the stage now. You get off."
They literally cut the cord on them,
Yeah,
unplugged the power, so they went and sit and watched the show. In the
yeah,
They were a stadium band. Zeppelin was more of a world famous band. I think Grand Funk Railroad might have had the edge as far as electricity at a live show,
yeah.
because from what I heard, there was not many any better. So
There was a video Danny and I watched, which you haven't reacted to yet, but as outside looking in or
it's not
inside
looking
out,
out. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, after seeing that, I'm not ever gonna question if anyone says Grand Funk Railroad is one of the best live bands ever. Yeah, just judging from that, if that's
Well, you can see the one at Shea Stadium where the crowd is on the they are rocking the
yeah,
literal grandstands that are bolted down like.
yeah.
um. So yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, we did a
no offense to Zeppelin.
yeah, but we did a reaction to a song called Paranoid by Grand Funk Railroad. We thought it was interesting that Black Sabbath, another contemporary of that time, was also had a song called Paranoid. Danny brought it to my attention, and it was awesome. And even Danny was like, "Man, I wish I could have reacted to that with you." Um, but we were given a few suggestions in the comments there. I think 4 different songs. This one, to me, I'll be perfectly honest, I grabbed it because it sounded cool. Sin's a Good Man's Brother. That's a cool title. So, yeah, let's check out some Grand Funk Railroad.
All right, let's do it.
Hop aboard the Grand Funk Railroad.
Ain't seen a day that I don't hear people say that know they're gonna die. Now this may seem a little bit crazy, but I don't think you should be so lazy. If you think you've heard this before, well, stick around, I'm gonna tell you
more. Speaking of Robert Plant, that sounded like Robert Plant when he belted out there at the end. Wow, that fucking groove, man, that bass line, those drum fills are so... We're big fans of The Warning. They're three Mexican sisters who are making waves, and I guess compare them a lot to Young and Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Grand Funk Railroad's best two trios, and the Bee Gees are good too, but kind of different kind of music. Fuck me, I don't know what to say. That was so fucking good. That was an eargasm. That was
yeah.
I'm hot.
Grand Funk does have some more simplistic stuff, but like Paranoid, they've got some distinct progressive leanings. Like they're not afraid.
And I could feel him in the morning. Sorry, I went and seen them in Concord, North Carolina. I live near Charlotte, and in Granite Quarry, North Carolina. And shout out North Carolina and all the hurricane victims. But yeah, fuck the government. But anyway, I went and seen them, but without Mark Warner, of course. But still, I got to see a portion. I think the drummer was the only one that was, or the bassist, whichever one's still playing with them now. But there was a point to that. Oh, right before that, I looked up this song, I Could Feel Him in the Morning, and the lyrics, the comments were turned off. And I didn't know why, but that song's got a bunch of children at the beginning talking. I'm assuming these children that were interviewed about the Vietnam War, their parents, and it's such a powerful song. I'll probably redo it because those are the channel's infancy, and having a whole lot of people got to see that, so
our tech was terrible.
That song is fucking good, though.
Yeah,
but
the song
go
is
ahead.
amazing.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just gonna say, we talked about the band being somewhat underrated. Mark Farner, just as a musician, definitely deserves to be mentioned as one of the best, because like he is like Robert Plant and Jimmy Page rolled into one. Like he plays a mean guitar, can sing like an absolute badass, plays a pretty awesome harmonica too. If I'm not mistaken, the drummer,
the charismatic drummer who sings, and just like The Warning, their drummer sings. That's why we talk about that a lot.
Don Brewer, the drummer.
Yeah, that's who I've seen, Don Brewer.
Yeah.
That's who I've seen.
So there's a lot of talent spread amongst the three members of Grand Funk Railroad. So yeah, well, the song has so much attitude to it. Like, regardless of what the lyrics are, he's making you feel every single aspect of them. Just his voice is so high and so clear here, and just there's some interesting just guitar sounds that are used to sort of add texture and punctuate it. Yeah, when they first started, I thought it's like, is this going to be a ballad from Grand Funk Railroad? then that big riff kicked in, almost knocked me off my chair, and I was like, nope, 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 we're still rocking.
Sounded like Jimi Hendrix. And I was going to say, he may have predated this, but not by much. I mean, they were around the same time. So.
This album came out in 1970.
And for him to be so iconic, his career was shorter than theirs. So there you go. And I don't think he made any more of an impact than they did.
Yeah.
Sorry. Crucify me if you want. Grand Funk Railroad are an essential part of rock and roll history.
Yeah.
They just didn't play a guitar upside down. Okay. Well, that's the wrong fucking way to play it. Sorry. I mean,
you also shouldn't set it on fire and play it with your teeth. That's all
Mark Farner can play every bit as good as Jimi Hendrix ever did.
Yeah.
And I'll go on record saying that.
And he can sing much better than Jimmy ever could.
I agree.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Man, let's go back.
Yeah.
Ain't seen a day that I don't hear people say that know they're gonna die. Now this may seem a little bit crazy, but I don't think you should be so lazy. If you think you've heard this before, well, stick around, I'm gonna tell you more.
Love that space.
One just like the other, says the Goodman forever, but is that right? You tell me that I don't, then I say I won't, but then I might. That this is the way it's supposed to be, but it just don't seem right to me, and that's out of sight.
The way we pause it, there's a few seconds in between when we can talk, and I can't fucking get to it. Well, fucking yeah. Man, if you want to feel things, that makes you feel things right there.
No doubt.
Well, that's a fucking weird font. Hold on. We might feel. I may glitch or something. I'm getting that font off there. Trying, y'all. There we go. Bye. Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's
I'm lost, man.
That's what music does today. It's always fun. So I just noticed in the picture back there, Danny and I noticed that all their eyes are red. So they're either being demonically possessed or they're stoned. Take your pick.
They're stoned.
Perhaps both. Perhaps they got stoned and then possessed, or possessed and then stoned. Either way, something's going on because, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but Mark Farner's a bad motherfucker. The solo was amazing. I loved how it built. I loved how they would hold out like notes or chords and then just let the drummer, Don, just go nuts with these fills. And I'm just... Okay, help me out with the pronunciation of the bassist's name. It's Shocker. Bear with me. Just help me out in the comments. Let me know how to pronounce that name. But his bass tone is absolutely filthy. And I think some of those sounds that I thought were guitar were actually his bass. Because there's a lot of fuzz tone in this. It's a very 70s sounding record. I mean that the best way possible. But I think recording technology has improved a lot. I can't imagine what it would be like to hear the song live. This is...
I heard somebody say once, and I'll never forget this quote, that technology is just now catching up with how great that music sounded then. It's not that music sounds better because of technology. It's that technology is just now catching up with how great music sounded.
Yeah. No doubt.
So I'll never forget that quote. I don't know who said it. I'd like to say maybe Rick Beato or somebody, but I don't know, so I'm not going to... I'll speak on what I don't know. I would say it's fucking strobe light turn off, man. That's what the hooker said early in the morning. It's time to go home. I mean dancer, not hooker. Stripper, man. Stripper, not.
Yeah. Stripper, you know, like Bob Seger singing on the Main Street, you know.
Or the Beatles, that's what the song was about.
Yeah, or, you know, Motley Crue.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got
Yes.
a ticket to ride with a clean bill of health for a hooker.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know
Britain,
that. Yeah.
wherever the hell Britain is, or British people. I will say they're all three great in their own right. They couldn't go on without Mark. I'm not sure you say that about the other two. I think it would have been a different band, but the bassist does remind me of the bassist from Black Sabbath. They're both kind of, is that Tony Iommi or
Geezer Butler is the bassist.
Yeah. They remind me of each other, like their stance and how they're just kind of cool and sitting there. Their tones are so wicked. Kind of similar. Their tones are kind of similar.
Yeah, that's very thick, very bassy, very
stink.
Fuzzy tone. Yeah. So this album, Closer to Home, came out in 1970. This was certified gold, and this was their third gold record in 1 year. So that's pretty impressive.
Boys, how it going on?
Yeah.
Well, let's finish this song. Sorry, it's such a long reaction.
One just like the other, says the Goodman brother, but is that right? You tell me that I don't, then I say I won't, but then I might.
Whoa!
That this is the way it's supposed to be, but it just don't seem right to me, and that's out of sight. Some folks need an education. Don't give up or we'll lose the nation.
Damn right.
Say we need a revolution. Seems to be the only solution.
Give it Mel a chance to try.
Oh my God.
What the?
All right, next act. What you got? I can see it. That fuck, that scared the shit out of me. I still had that tab open. Some guy started talking about something, I don't know. But the bravado on Mark Varner is so controlled. His breath control, his dip bones are so good. He had a dip bone in between his controlled bravado. I forgot where it was at there, but it was wow. I mean, we met on a vocal coach, the charismatic voice, Elizabeth Jarl, the redheaded lady that's so cool and charismatic that everybody sees. Even if you haven't, you've seen her, I'm sure, if you've been on YouTube.
Check her out.
And yeah, their channel's great. They're good friends of ours, and we met there, and we were born there. And so that's the only way we know anything about vocal
technique, vocal
everything
terminology. Any
vocal.
sort of music theory we basically just absorbed from Elizabeth.
Seems like he uses a head voice too. There's not a whole lot of nasality there. But he can be nasal if he wants to. Like, seems like he has a lot of tools in his toolbox. So he pulled that harmonica out of his body during the inside.
I don't want to know where he was holding that, but
he was playing that guitar also. He just went, where the hell did it come from? Like, nobody handed it to him. Oh man! And
it's almost like he wasn't doing enough.
The drummer's also a vocalist too.
Yes.
I don't think he was in this song, but yeah, man, I'm just fucking blown away.
Yeah, the thing you're talking about, it's like Farner, like he was already singing badass, playing badass guitar, but like that wasn't enough. He also has to whip out a harmonica and shred on that. To your point, what you were saying, Danny, Mark is very obviously a rock and roll singer through and through. He's got the attitude, he's got the presentation, he's got the hair, but the way he attacks his
got
vowels.
Storytelling of an outlaw country singer too.
Yeah, his vibrato, his control, just his range, like all of those things would make an opera singer stand up and salute. He is just an amazing singer. But like Grand Funk Railroad, from what I've heard, doesn't do a whole lot of they won't bring in an orchestra or anything like that, or do some of the things like like a whole lot of keyboards like Zeppelin did or whatnot, or play the guitar with the bow. But from this power trio perspective, they're one of the most musically creative bands I've ever seen. Like they've got
I
so
understood
many.
They didn't do a whole lot of auto tuning either. I mean, other than a regular producer on a soundboard.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were just a lot of natural talent there. But he just.
Well, they couldn't have because they broke up in like '72, so there wasn't a whole lot of auto tuning available.
No, definitely not. They didn't have auto tune, but had talent back then. But just their transitions, how they'll launch into a riff or just like there's like a sort of a something that looked like it was going to continue, like sort of like a really sort of driving, skipping thing, and it just ended it. It's like, oh man, I could have listened to that for another 5 more minutes. Come on. So they're more adventurous musically than I think people give them credit for. I think they're really solid lyricists. I think they have as much talent as any band ever. So Grand Funk Railroad is the real deal. Yeah.
Okay, we hope you're still watching. David Mooney, you are who requested this, so thank you. We have a couple other requests too. We're going to get to them for sure. This was great, man. And whoever that was that said that the lyrics were whatever simplistic, to put it in redneck Southern layman terms. Excuse me, I burped. I didn't mean to. You're wrong. You're just wrong. They may be Americanized, they may be anti-war, they may be anti-whatever the hell you stand for, but they're not simplistic. No. I know bands that make a whole career about singing about fucking. We know who that is. And I love that band. Led Zeppelin, you're a great band, but your lyrics are all about making love, almost every single song, which in itself is a feat.
Yeah.
How the hell could any band get popular making orgasmic noises and singing about love making all the time? Like Zeppelin did it, and so they're great. Zeppelin, Grand Funk Railroad, really the 60s and early 70s bands were
60s and 70s were
some of the greatest
time in
of all time.
Yeah.
Even in country music, it was good then. So sorry, but it's not very good now. Rock has fallen off a lot too. The early 2000s are underrated, I think. A lot of good bands in there. But anyway, we'll stop running our mouth. Thank you. And yeah.
Comments, suggestions, all that stuff, discussion, welcome in the comments. Just talk to us. Let us know what you'd like to see us react to. Let us know what you think.
Channel membership's $1.99. You get 4 reactions guaranteed every month.
Yep.
So
got a cool Patreon too. Check it out.
And you get a little pain beside your name when you comment. Much love. Mental health is real.
No
Merry day after Christmas.